Wake up in the morning and you say to yourself, all of this is V'ger. Right, this is a great book. I don't know if I intended to really do an overview of the book, but I wanted to share it because I have the doc cam. The doc cam's kind of nifty. But I'm thinking more trivia because that's what I do. Alright, so I got my headspace here. But yeah, this is a great book that just came out not too long ago on Star Trek The Motion Picture by the authors. Not going to butcher people's names anymore. I'm just not going to say them. And I'll try to find out how to do it later. I highly recommend this for you TMP geeks like myself, because it gives you that immersive environment that is the first Star Trek movie. And I'm going to do a much longer deep dive into the first Star Trek movie sometime soon. That's my goal. But if we're looking at the ship as a character in this movie, this is the character in the movie. And, you know, I know it's a long movie to get through, but, you know, just watch the last hour. That's enough. You don't, you know, and then you can see how it ends. And watch the director's edition. There's the real V'ger. I didn't know Sid Mead worked on the Voyager stuff, or sorry, the V'ger stuff. Well, one thing I want to show you is this. I'm thinking Discovery Season 4. This is the anomaly. If you look at the opening episode, this season has V'ger written all over it. This is what I think is going on. All of this is V'ger. All right, now I really want to talk about the TMP. How much I love this movie. I really love this book, and I wish I could get posters made from this book, especially this one. Look how nice this is. This is some real spiffiness here that you would like to see in poster form. That's what makes me happy. Maybe it makes you happy too. So it's kind of cool just to look through this book. And now I don't want to do trivia, but there's so much here that you can dive into in a book. And I do have a trivia card that I've used as a bookmark from the '85 trivia game. So let's just diverge a bit. Yeah. It's morning time. Like every plan. I had not planned to do this, but why not? Alright. Let's look into it a little bit more. And hey, for a better backdrop, let's just do the cover. Favorite cover for all the movies. Okay. So come along with me on our day, and we'll see what we can do. I'm Trek Dave. This is the 18 minutes of trivia. Welcome aboard. Sonic vibrations. Oh. I'm seeing what this one is already. Okay, good. So we're in TOS land. Sonic vibrations, useful in setting off rock slides, can be triggered by what piece of landing party equipment? TOS days, we called them landing parties, because that's what they were. I'm in the basement today, so I can't emote as much as I'd like to. Hey, this is a favorite episode of mine. I'm glad I stumbled on it just by randomly choosing a card as a bookmark. This is Friday's Child. I love Friday's Child. Oh, I referred to this in one of my first ramblings. This is the Julie Newmar episode. It's I don't know if it can be explained. It must be viewed. Best line from Friday's Child. There are a lot of them. The more and more I think about it, the sky does not interest me. That was from Aka-R. Novel fans will know that Leonard James Aka-R, who we see at the end of this episode, becomes a big old admiral in the 24th century of the novel verse, which is in the process of ending. I'm still reading book 1 of the Star Trek Coda because I got a lot going on. All right, so Friday's Child, here's what's going on. They're back at the rocks. I'm pretty sure they're the Vasquez rocks again. Remember the rocks that were not on Cestus III. I could be wrong about that. Friday's Child is also featured in the making of Star Trek, the book. That's kind of the episode they show special effects from and all that. Okay, anyway, so Kirk and Spock have run away from the what are their names? The Capellans. It's Capella 4, and they're up in the rocks, and they've fashioned themselves some arrows and bows, because the Capellans don't know those yet. But they need to create a rock slide, so they use their communicators because they don't have their phasers because they couldn't get those, and they create a sonic disruption from that experience. And then the rocks fall, and some Capellans get hit with some styrofoam rocks, and as always, hilarity ensues. All right, so I'm gonna flip this card at the end to see how we did. That was the communicator issue. See how subtly I can do this without, right? So one card deserves another. Oh, this one is flipped backwards. How about that? So yeah, that's Capella 4. That's Friday's Child. There it is, the communicator from Friday's Child. All right, back at it. While facing the viewing screen, is the helmsman's chair slightly to the left or the right of the captain's chair? Let's see. Helm is Sulu. Sulu's on the left. Navigation is on the right. That's kind of a no-brainer. I don't even know. All the time I wasted just geeking out on this book. I guess I don't have to go into a specifics on where the consoles are on the original Enterprise, or the TOS Enterprise. But as we know, gradually, he didn't quite know what to do with the seat on the right. It had a rotating cast of characters. We saw it in Next Gen after Wesley. Well, no, first we saw it when Geordi went down to engineering, and then we had Wesley in there for a while, and then Ro was there for a bit, and then we had our extras who can now be featured on many of the Star Trek gaming cards that came out in the 90s, which also are great bookmarks. Digression. Great bookmarks. I've been using these since 1994. So, hey, maybe I could do trivia. You remember the original Lower Decks right here. All right. And we've got a Raptor from the Galactica cards, and we have a Common Romulan Taurus, not the vehicle. Oh, Ceto Jax. Yes. She, sad story on that one. For another time, perhaps. All right, so yeah, and then we finally, someone came up with the idea with the Defiant. Hey, why don't we just put navigation and the helm in the same chair? So we'll do that on the Defiant, and we'll do that on Voyager, and we'll do that going back to Enterprise from the Scott Bakula show, and that's been pretty standard ever since. Except I backtrack. We see the two separate stations in Discovery now as well. So there it is, back and forth on what to do with the chairs. And remember in Encounter at Farpoint, they had Data on the right to the captain's chair, looking outward to the view screen, and they switched that back up later on. Okay, this one might be tricky. Number 3. I'll flip the card at the end. Which of the following was not destroyed? Yorktown, Reliant, or Constellation? Well, the Reliant, yes, the Reliant was destroyed. We'd like to think it's not. Wasn't the Yorktown the ship from Omega Glory? That's a crazy episode. I could talk. I'm sure there's plenty of years to talk about the Omega Glory. Oh, Constellation was Doomsday Machine. That's right. So I'm going to go Yorktown on that one. Because we know the other two were destroyed. Doomsday Machine. Haven't talked about that at all yet. I'm sure that can come up again and again and again. That's another fine episode. The music is original for that episode. So if you can get the soundtrack of that specific Doomsday Machine music. So yeah, I'm gonna backtrack again. Sorry, it's 8:30 in the morning now. In the Omega Glory, it's a plague ship because everybody turns into salt. Is that the one where they turn into salt? Yeah, and then you go down the planets. I'm not sure how was that even solved. I don't know if so. Yeah, the ship was not destroyed. That I am aware of. I flipped it backwards again. There we go. All right, so to the left, yeah, we covered that, and yes, the Yorktown from. Now these don't tell you the episode. That's pretty. I forgot the word. Deep cut. We don't even get the episodes here. Now I found another set of cards that I think will destroy me, but I'm gonna hold off on that. These are the 1993 next gen gaming cards. I looked at a few questions. Board game, and I'm like, oh, these are gonna be tough. Hey, focus, camera. I know, autofocus. Okay, is it possible to overload the tricorder? Yes, it is. We have seen that happen. Somehow the Gorn locked on to the tricorder again in Arena, and this event did happen on Cestus III. They locked on to Spock's tricorder, and then Spock threw it like a grenade, and it went boom. I'm pretty sure that's the first and only time we saw that take place. But I do miss the little, and I don't know why we didn't see these in the Dominion War. Maybe we did. But the little phaser grenades, these little, in the little rocket launcher. So that's the part of Arena we often don't talk to ourselves about. Okay, so yes, it is possible to do such things. Haven't really latched onto a theme of this episode. It's like 3 or 4 minutes of geeking out on this book that I didn't focus on yet, and pining over TMP, and here we go. Okay, question number 5. Name 3 Federation starships which have been destroyed. Reliant and Constellation, because we just had that question. So that's 2. Thanks, card. I'm sure we can easily find another TOS era question that is. Oh, this one kind of sucks, doesn't it? Starships. No, the Roman one, that was a spaceship, not a starship. The Ultimate Computer. Right. What were those ships and the Ultimate Computer? And were they destroyed? I'm pretty sure they were destroyed. Oh man. This one's stumping me. And I only have to figure out one of them, right? Because it's not the Charlie X ship, because that was a little cargo ship. We want real starships here. And a lot of Constitution class ships were destroyed because, one, that was the only model they had. So if you're going to destroy the ships in those models, that's what you do. Hey, I'm scratching with something else today. Got me. Nothing's coming to me. I know. Let's find a ship in Ultimate Computer and give it a name, and those are 3 right there. Although there were 3 ships in that episode. Okay, now this deserves a flip. Now, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, Reliant, Constellation, the Valiant. That was the ship from where no man has gone before. I didn't. Well, that. Okay, if we're gonna call that a starship, we'll call that a starship. I'm not making excuses. I was just looking too deep into the question. Maybe Intrepid. Oh, yeah, this takes the movies into account too. It's a question from 85, so yes, Enterprise from Star Trek 3. Don't I feel stupid? Look at the egg all over my face. And of course, the Horizon, as we've learned since from Enterprise, that was a cargo vessel. That's from Piece of the Action. We all missed the. Oh, sorry. We all missed the Intrepid. So there you go. Okay, I get it. So plenty of ships being destroyed. They're not like Galaxy class ships, though. Those got destroyed every other week, didn't they? All right. Last question for our little game today. Good morning. Hey, still working with the dot cam. I think this is an improvement over my Klingon episode. Hopefully I didn't go totally widescreen on this like I did the last time. Aspect ratio, that's the word I was looking for. Number 6. What type of distress call indicates more than an emergency and is tantamount to near total disaster? Okay, well, this happened in Tribbles. This is why when they get to K7, Kirk's all annoyed. I don't know what the name of the. I'm not gonna do another regulation 46A out of the ether on this one. You called a. Should we just call it a code 1? Does this sound like a code 1 emergency? No, that can't be right. But it's from Tribbles. There you go. All right, let's kind of see. Priority 1 distress call. I'm almost there. Priority 1. So I'm wrong, but I'm closer than I thought I was. Okay, so the 85 questions took me out a bit on the last 2, but not a bad first try for the 85 questions for the cards. And this comes from the Golden Trivia edition. Da-da-da. Go get yours on eBay today. Looks like I got 216 cards, 1,296 questions, and a plastic card holder to boot. Isn't that exciting? All right, that's what I have for this morning. I think I'm doing well in the work I have to do, so that makes me happy. And kind of liking the little setup I did for myself down in the Bats Cave. Any thoughts on these episodes or what I screwed up on? The whole point of the performance is what I'm screwing up on, and that's part of my therapy, I suppose. All right, so hey, if you'd like to say something, look forward to hearing from you. But otherwise, have yourself a great day.